Hi there everyone, it's Adam here from adaminsights.com. Happy New Year for 2023. This video is all about my top tips for Google search engine optimization, that's SEO, over the next year, and how in 2023, whether you're running a personal blog, an e-commerce site, a news site, a website for your business, no matter what it is, how you can continually improve your SEO over the next year based on everything that we've seen in years past and what the future roadmap probably looks like for Google at the moment. A little bit of background for those of you who don't know a lot about me. My day job is as a marketing manager, looking after some great brand websites and e-commerce sites which I'm really proud of and rank really well, and also my personal blog which gets a tremendous amount of traffic from all over the world every hour from people who want to read my thoughts on the latest in Leica photography, for example, or news and current affairs of anything going on anywhere around the world. So search engine optimization, while it's not the main thing that I do, it's something which I'm fairly good at and I've had a lot of success with over the years, and I want to share my insights with you completely for free. If you listen to my first tip and then stick around for all of the rest, you're probably going to hear a few points that a lot of SEO agencies end up charging you many thousands of dollars for. This little guy in here, you've probably heard him in some of my other videos, is R2 the Budgie. Yes, he's named after R2-D2 because of all of the little tweets that he makes. He's a wonderful little pet to have when he keeps the noise down. Don't disturb this video. Okay, so tip number one for SEO in 2023 is don't worry about SEO. Honestly, the artificial intelligence behind the Google bot now is that good that if your website is going to provide a good experience to people and has the right content to deliver the answer or the solution to what they're looking for, Google is going to present your website as an option to that person on the internet. So just simply don't worry about SEO because Google is actually that good. And I'll give you a great example. Some time ago I was looking for an optometrist in the suburb that I live in Adelaide. So I looked up optometrist in my suburb and up popped a website outranking all of the major players like Specsavers and some of the pharmacies and all of that, which I clicked on. And it was a basic one-page website. It didn't look like it was designed like by the best web designers, but it was simple, to the point. Here we are, we're an optometrist, here's our credentials, here's our contact information, and here's a map showing our location. It was the right solution and it was right at the very top of Google. So, and these people definitely hadn't worried about SEO, and yet they were outranking all of the major players. That's partly because I think that Google has done quite a lot recently to sort of level the playing field between smaller businesses that might not have the same sort of SEO budgets as some bigger businesses. But it's also all about if your content and what you're offering is the right answer, Google is going to present you as a solution to that user. There's just no doubt about that now. And I've definitely seen it with a lot of smaller fledgling sites outranking some majors just because they've got some unique content which provides a better answer than some of those majors. And so that is really honest tip number one for SEO going forward, not just in 2023, but I would say for years into the future, and that is don't worry about SEO, because Google is that good now, it detects if you're trying to do anything to manipulate the algorithms. Which brings me on to the next big point that I should make about SEO, not just in 2023, but well into the future. And that is, don't keyword stuff. Now, what is keyword stuffing? Well, I'll give you an example. I was on a SEO forum recently, and I saw an owner of a bicycle shop in London suddenly put his website up saying, hey, all of my traffic has suddenly disappeared as at October 2022, when Google had a massive anti-spam update, and he couldn't work it out. He posted a link to his website, and so I had a look at it. And his bike shop was, we're a bike shop in Bromley. If you are looking for a bike in Bromley, we are a good bike shop to come to in Bromley. We offer e-bikes, we offer sports bikes, we offer BMX bikes, we offer mountain bikes. He had bike so many times all over his homepage, it was just unnatural. So don't keyword stuff. And if I keep going on about this particular person's website, I even had a look at his images that he had on his website, and even all of his images had the word bike several times in each file name as well. So this guy was keyword stuffing galore. His metadata for all pages, so his meta descriptions had bike, 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 bike. His menus was bike, 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 bike. And then he had heading 1s and heading 2s saying e-bikes and mountain bikes so many times down his homepage and on other pages. It was just so unnatural that he ended up with a keyword stuffing penalty. When I actually told him, this is what your problem is, you really need to go back and revisit your content, he ended up just flaming me, telling me, no, there's no such thing as keyword stuffing, blah, 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 and well, I don't think he's as yet recovered from his SEO problems. So that is really an important tip. Don't keyword stuff. Keyword stuff might have worked possibly in the early 2000s, but it just doesn't work anymore. And it does bring me back to the next all-important point I should make about search engine optimization in 2023 and beyond, and that is, you're not the user, you're not the customer. Now, as marketers, we always have to remember, we are not the customer. And what we might think is important is probably wrong, because we're biased and we're just only one brain, and we don't have that much, and we generally don't have a lot of research or data behind us. So what keywords that we think we need to rank for are probably wrong, to be honest. And I'll give you a great example there. I was actually helping out someone to get their website to rank and to get a bit more traffic to their site. And they thought that they needed to rank for camera film. Just camera film. But the thing is that, yeah, they sort of did offer camera film at their store, but their main thing was actually developing. So with a little bit of a look at their title tags and some of the content, I helped them rank for camera film processing Adelaide. Since then, their traffic has gone up overall, and the exposure for their business has increased. And after you've had a website for a few months, jump on into Webmaster Tools and you'll be very surprised at what keywords are actually delivering traffic to your site. And so it sort of gets me back to my very first point, don't worry about SEO, because you probably don't even know what keywords and key phrases you actually need to rank for, because you just don't know what people are going to be searching for when they're looking to search for your website. For example, if you were a house painter, you might think that you need to rank just for house painting. Now that could be true, but have you also thought about people who may be searching for house decorating, house renovations, building, or weatherproof paint, weatherproof painting, renderers, all of that? The fact is, you just don't know. what people are going to be searching for to get to your website. So again, don't worry about your keywords, don't worry about your SEO, and definitely, whatever you do, don't try and keyword stuff for a word that you think you need to rank for, because that will end in tears. Your website will end up getting banned from Google. Now, while we're also talking about that stuff, don't try and build up links unnaturally. It used to be, back in the day, that links to your website improved your website's authority with PageRank. And everyone thought that the more links, the better. Well, yes and no now. Yes, Google has to be able to find your site, so 1 or 2 links from some other sites can be useful, but submitting your website with a sitemap to Google Search Console is much more valuable than having lots of links coming into your website. Because that's you telling Google that, hey, your website exists and here's all the pages, please go and crawl them. Because Google knows now that unnatural links coming into a site are exactly that, unnatural, and they're there to try and manipulate search engine results. And if you get caught trying to manipulate search engine results in 2023, expect your traffic to go down to 0. If, for example, you run an e-commerce store, now, you should really just be focusing on the on-page experience. So once someone ends up on your e-commerce store and they find some things that they want to buy and put in their cart, you should make it really easy for them to know exactly how much everything's going to cost, put everything in their cart, find whatever add-ons or related accessories that they might need, then get to checkout, know exactly how much it's going to cost for freight, process payment, and convert. You should just be focusing on conversions and the user experience on your e-commerce site, not so much about getting found. Because when users have a great experience on your website, they're just going to share your website on their social platforms or forums, whatever, and they're going to be creating natural links back to your website and natural recommendations. And then when Google finds that, they're going to rank you much higher and send you more traffic because people are saying, hey, I've had a great experience here, Google's going to take notice and recommend your website, so then you get more traffic. That's all there is. So just focus on delivering a great experience to users on your website. Don't worry about SEO, let Google do that for you. Don't worry about keyword stuffing because you don't even know what keywords you need to be ranking for. Don't do anything like unnatural link building because if you get caught trying to manipulate search results, you're going to lose out on traffic. So what can we really do for Google to have confidence in our website, and what can we do to improve the on-page experience for our site overall? Well, my first major recommendation there is don't forget about your metadata. So that's the search engine description. If you install Yoast to a WordPress site or use things like the page description, put in that short description about what the page or product is so that your search result looks a little bit more attractive to the user and they feel more inclined to click on it. Yes, it's useful for Google as well to understand a bit about what the page is, but it's more useful to the web user and it helps provide a better experience to them. Don't forget about the power of a title tag. So the title tag is all about what your site is. So the H1 tag for your page. Google pays a lot of attention to the title tag. Provide useful content. Just be useful. You don't have to try and be unique. You don't have to try and refresh your content every day. Just have useful content that provides the right answers to what people are looking for. If people are looking for car batteries in Adelaide, say that you are a mechanic in Adelaide and that you offer car batteries for cars. It's that easy, and you'll end up getting found. When you're structuring your page, don't forget about things like the H2, H3, H4 and H5 tags. It helps the Googlebot understand a little bit more about what your page is about. And it also makes things easier for users. Because I don't know if you're like me, but when I read pages online, I tend to go to each heading, understand how important each heading is, and then make a decision about what part I'm going to read on a page. Googlebot works in a very similar way, especially when it's working out how to rank your site. Even in 2023, don't forget about things like alternative text for images. Make sure you describe what an image is about, because you get a lot of traffic coming onto your page through Google image search. Don't forget about making navigation really easy. So ideally, you should be using internal linking between pages. If you've got articles and you want to link to another article, put it in the body copy. It makes it really easy. Use things like your sidebar menus, use your header menu, use your footer links as well. Footer links are still important, particularly for your top level or your important pages on your site, because people still scroll down to the footer to try and work out where they can get to easily on your page, on your site. They say that a picture paints 1,000 words. Well, a video paints 1,000,000. If you can, set up a YouTube channel. Have a few helpful videos explaining your products or explaining your articles, going into a bit more information, and embed those videos back on your page. People enjoy watching videos, and it shows Google that you're putting effort into your content and that you deserve to be seen as an authority figure for your content. We've been saying it for years, but don't forget about making your website mobile friendly. If you have a look in Google Search Console now, you'll see that there's a section dedicated purely to mobile use of your site and how friendly your site is for mobile users. Pay attention to it and adjust your site if need be. Make your site responsive if it isn't already. Otherwise, you really are going to start losing out on traffic, not just from Google, but even from mobile users who end up on your site. And if the site looks really weird and it's just a desktop type of site and everything's really small and they can't navigate it on the mobile, they're just going to go elsewhere anyway. This brings me to my next point, which is site speed. The speed of your site is so important going forward. Ideally, you should be on new hosting. Don't try and cheap out on hosting with slow hosting. Keep your CMS as up to date as you possibly can. I know sometimes it's hard. I don't always like to update my CMS to the very latest because I know that sometimes that can break things. So use a staging site to test things, but keep your speed up really high as you can. Ideally, start saving all of the images on your site and convert them into WebP using Photoshop. It'll save a massive amount of space for your site, and it'll also mean that your site will load faster. There's really no need to keep using PNGs or JPEGs on your site for images anymore, especially now that WebP is compatible across all mobile browsers and all desktop browsers as well, and it's the same quality image for significantly less file size, so it loads a lot faster as well. So go and start converting all of your images into WebP format. If you're on WordPress, you can even just download a plugin and get that to take care of the whole job for you. I guess one of the last points I'll make about SEO in 2023 is don't forget about Google Maps or Google Places for Business or Google My Business, whatever it's actually called now, or Google Business Profile. I know Google sort of renames it all the time, but it's all about validating your business as being real online. So if you're actually running a business website and you've got a real phone number and you've got a real bricks and mortar presence, you should be using Google Places as well. And the reason for that is, yes, it's a great experience because it helps users find your contact details really easily. It helps users read reviews about your business. It helps you get found really easily physically if someone wants to visit your store. But it also validates you as real and genuine. So, well, it used to be that there was a lot of fake businesses online that would say keyword stuff or do something just to try and get found very quickly, and they might say, pretend to be a home insurer or something like that, and people would say buy fake insurance from these fake businesses and then just get scammed. One of the great things about the Google business platform is that it validates businesses as genuine. So if your business is actually linked to a Google Places listing, Google knows that you're a genuine business and you're not out to scam people. Hence, you're going to rank a little bit higher, and you're going to be one of the top businesses that Google recommends, and doesn't just leave you down the bottom with people who haven't really validated that they're a real genuine business. So there you have it. I hope that webmasters have found this useful. These are all things that SEO agencies might charge you a lot of money just to say. I'm just here to share the ideas based on my own experience and how I've built up websites over the years. Again, Happy New Year for 2023 and happy SEOing!